when in doubt, film a book haul. And that's what we're gonna do today. I was looking for something nice and easy. So I got some books over here that I'm gonna get into that I've either bought, received in the last few months. I normally do these like quarterly. That's kind of like how it ends up when I kind of have like a bigger group to do. So I don't know how many books I have here. Maybe around like what, 20? I don't have like tons, but let's go through them. Oh, first up, I got Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren. I bought this one because my friend and I that I buddy read a book with every single month, this was her pick for our last book that we read together, so I purchased it. I do like this cover. I like it better than the other one. I did not really like this book, however. It was fine. It just wasn't like, I don't know, I was pretty bored by it, but you know, it looks pretty. So there's that. Next up, during the Barnes & Noble like 50% off hardback sales, I got Kingdom of the Feared by Carrie Maniscalco. I have not read the second book yet in the series, but here's the thing, I was kind of suckered in by this beautiful cover and the fact that it was 50% off when I already have the other two, so I was like, why not get the third? Even though I haven't read the second yet. I do try not to do that. However, I couldn't help myself with this, so I did end up buying it. It's so pretty. Like the map on the inside too, it's just like beautiful. Like I just think it's so pretty. And the second book too is like this nice pretty blue color, so they just like look really nice together. So I did end up getting that. I don't know when I'm gonna get around to finishing this series, but it just at least looks beautiful on my shelves right now. Next up, one of the Mystic boxes that came recently. I am a Mystic box subscriber, and it was the Gianna Darling box. So I feel like everyone should have received theirs by now. And actually, I think they've posted what these look like, so I hopefully am not spoiling anyone. But When Heroes Fall and When Villains Rise, the Anti-Heroes in Love duet was the one that they did for this. So they both have these pretty sprayed edges on them, and the backs. Overall, like, so first of all, I haven't read this duet yet by Gianna Darling because I'm still trying to finish the Enslaved duet. They're also signed, and it's like has a little Mystic box exclusive thing, and the interior is very beautiful. Like these are very beautiful books. However, I was just kind of like underwhelmed by the cover. Like I think they're very nice, like they look pretty. It's just not like my favorite out of the Mystic box books that they've done. Like I think these are pretty. I like the pops of red, but and like the silver foiling, but they're just not my favorite. But I am really excited to read this duet still because, like I said, I haven't read it yet, and I do really want to. So when I was at Half Price Books, I found this 10th anniversary edition of Allegiant by Veronica Roth. I remember when they first came out with these covers, and I was honestly kind of underwhelmed. But so I was like, I'm not going to pay full price for them when I already own all of the hardbacks back there. But then when I saw this at Half Price Books, it was literally like $5. And I was like, well, I'll spend $5 for the anniversary edition. So now I'm going to try to track down the other. I don't know if they did an anniversary edition of 4 or if they just did it of Divergent, Insurgent, and Allegiant. But if they do, I'm going to try to now like find them. That'll be like a fun little like thrift thing for me to look for every time I go to a thrift store. So I love this series. I personally love this book. I love how it ends. It's one of my favorite YA series ever. And yeah, there's even like this fun stuff. There's like some fun bonus material in here. So it's just like, I'm glad to have it. I'm glad to have the extra edition, even if it's not like my favorite cover. I just feel like I do like collecting multiple editions of my favorite books. So I'm happy to have it. Speaking of having multiple editions of your favorite books, I got the Avatar hardcovers. Because here's the thing, I have all of the paperbacks and I have the old cover paperbacks, but obviously now with Silver Flames and like the next ones, I'm going to be having the hardcovers and the new versions of them. So I was like, maybe I'll just go ahead and buy them. And I think I'm going to get like fun dust jackets for them, like the artsy ones. So I'll be taking like these dust jackets off of them eventually. But I do have this, and it was a good deal. It was only like $60 for these 5 books on Amazon. I was like, you can't really beat that. I don't know. They're just pretty, okay? Like, I can't really justify it. They're just pretty, and I want pretty dust jackets. So that's kind of it. Next up, also during the Barnes & Noble 50% off, I got this awesome illustrated Rise of the Dragon, the Targaryen History book. It is stunning. Like, it's amazing. So here's the thing. I don't want to be spoiled. I do not know how Fire and Blood like ended. Obviously, it's like a historical text kind of. I have not read it. I don't plan on reading it. And y'all know how much I love Game of Thrones. Or maybe you don't. Because I guess I mostly talk about that like on my podcast, how much I love it. Game of Thrones is my favorite show, and I just love it to death. And when House of Dragon came out, I loved House of Dragon just as much as well. And I'm very excited for the next season. It's going to be so hard to wait until next year still, but I don't want it to be spoiled. I know Joffrey says something in the original show, but here's the thing. The last time I watched it, House of the Dragon was not around, so I didn't like process it. So like, don't spoil me. Don't be rude. but I did have to buy this. So I'm not going to read it until I do know some things, because like I said, I want to be like shocked. I want to be as like shocked as I was in the original show, but I wanted to have this because it's so pretty and it like looks really nice on my coffee table because it's like a dragon. Why do I not want a dragon there, you know? Okay, so next up, I got books 3 and 4 in the Like Us series by Krista and Becca Ritchie. This is the spin-off of the Addicted/Cowboy Sisters series. These two are Jane's books, which are Rose and Connor's daughter, and I don't know like who her boyfriend or who her like boyfriend is. Oh, is it her boyfriend? Oh, because I think they're all bodyguard romances, are they not? Anyways, these two. So actually, Caitlin from the Love Librarian sent these to me as a thank you. I made her like a painting for Mile High by Liz Tomford. She like really wanted like a Mile High one specifically, so I made her one. And then as a thank you, she sent me these two. So thank you so much, Caitlin, once again. I seriously cannot wait to dive into the Like Us series. I did wait a little bit because I felt like I needed that separation a bit from the Parents series. Like I didn't think that I could jump into them like back to back, but now that it's like a new year, I have some distance from the original series, I'm ready to kind of jump in, and I'm most excited for Jane just because my love for Connor and Rose knows no end. Okay, next up, I got What Was Meant to Be by QB Tyler. I had pre-ordered this when it was coming out. Absolutely obsessed. Absolutely obsessed. Y'all know I love everything by QB Tyler. Also, I had to see it. I saw it in the ARC copy that my name was in. My name's in there. My name's right there. And I had seen it in the ARC copy, but I was like, I have to have it physically so I can just like see it, like see my name in black and white in the acknowledgements of a book section. I was like, that is just so wild. Oh, I love this book. I love QB. And then she sent me the hardcover version of it, which I love. I love how all of her hardcovers have like a blue theme to them. Like I have them all sitting on my shelf, so they're like all kind of faced out and like tiered with one another, and they just look so beautiful all together. And I just love the like navy dark blue of this one. It's just beautiful. And yes, and she also signed it. I love it. Next up, another two that were gifted to me for Christmas are Sinner and Saint by Sierra Simone, books 2 and 3 in the Priest series. And Zay from Witty Reads sent these to me. Thank you again, Zay. And I read Sinner at the beginning of this year. Loved it. One of my favorite books I read in January, and I'm so excited to dive into Saint. Honestly, this one might be my favorite cover. I just love this is lavender, right? I'm not going to be dumb saying that. Or is that a lilac? No. I love the flower. Anyways, I'm really, really excited to dive into this. And now my Priest series is complete. Okay, next up, probably one of my most recent purchases I got From the Embers by Ali Martinez. So how I had said with Love and Other Things, that was a book that me and my friend were buddy reading. So this is our next book that we're buddy reading. I'm really excited for this one. This one is like a married couple, or two married couples that are like in a fire, and the husband from one couple saves the wife from the other couple, thinking that it's his wife and it's not, and then like their spouses die in the fire, and then it's their romance afterwards. I'm just really excited. I'm hoping that this delivers like an emotional punch, and I think the cover is really pretty. And also Ali Martinez is going to be an author at one of the book signings I'm going to in June. So again, I wanted to read some authors that are going there that I haven't read before. So I'm very excited to give this one a go. And it's just really pretty. And it's tiny. Look, it's like an itty bitty thing. I think it's less than like 300 pages, I think. Yeah. Wild. Next up at my half price books, I found Parallel by Ella Rourke. So here's the thing, I've gone back and forth on if I want to read this book or not. And then when I saw it in stores, I was like, screw it. We're at least going to get it and give it a go, because it was only like $6. And I was like, well, you know, it's not every day that you see indie romances in half price books, especially not my half price books where our romance section is like quite literally one bookcase like that big. So I was like, we're going to have to give it a go. So this is a time traveling romance, and I don't know, I'm interested to see. I know some of my friends love it, and once again, I've loved Waking Olivia by Elizabeth O'Rourke. So, and this is like her pen name for her fantasy books. So I am excited to give it a go. I'm interested. My interest is piqued, and the cover is really beautiful. So I was like, might as well just get it. Okay. If I don't like it, it's $6. So. Next up, Caitlin also sent me this one from the Love Library, and she sent me Dom by Sophie Lark because she had an extra copy of this one. Because I think she got a signed copy of this one from Sophie, and then she had like her regular copy, and she was like, do you have any of the series yet? And I did not, but she knows how much I was enjoying the Brutal Birthright series, and I still need to get back into it. I need to get back into Bloody Heart. I need to get over the Secret Baby thing. But anyways, so she sent me this one. So I have not started, like, I'm really excited for this series because I remember I actually wanted to read, was it Ivan, because is that the one where it's like an assassin went in to kill him and she almost did, but then it's like their romance or something, and that's a part of this world. And I remember I actually wanted to jump into that one, then someone was like, no, you should start with like Brutal Prince and like go through it like whatever timeline order. But I am really excited to get to this series. Well, I'm still really excited to get to Kingmakers. Anyways, I just got a lot of Sophie Lark's books that I'm really excited to get to, that I just need to like get my ass in gear and stop committing to things where I read other books. Next up for Christmas as well, Sam from Sam Reads a Little sent me 2 books. She sent me, oh, hi, Arya. Okay, anyway, Sam sent me Still Beating by Jennifer Hartman and Sweet Temptation by Cora Riley. Still Beating was one of my favorite books that I read a couple of years ago. Insanely dark romance, but still freaking good. Loved it. Love this cover. I can't believe that her and her husband did this themselves. Like, wild. Love it. And then she sent me Sweet Temptation by Cora Riley. I am very close to having all of Cora Riley's Mafia books, and this was one of the last ones. I think I'm maybe only like 5 short now of having all of her Mafia books, because they're just like my favorite Mafia series, what can I say? And I do really enjoy this one a lot. Then Carrie from Booked for Romance. So we did like a Secret Santa thing with across some like booktubers, and Carrie ended up getting me for her Secret Santa. So she sent me a signed copy of Punk 57 by Penelope Douglas. Carrie knows how much I love Pen, and for her to send me a signed copy of Punk 57, obsessed. Thank you again, Carrie. And then also she sent me a Second Semester by QB Tyler. This is the discreet cover of the Campus Tales series. Absolutely love this one. Boss Employee, Dad's Best Friend. Stop it. Love it. And she also knows that then QB is one of my favorites as well. So she sent me both of those. And then another Mystic box. So the Jennifer Hartman Mystic box, these two, I love both of these covers. So first up was Still Beating, which I was really hoping, because at this point I still didn't have like the original Still Beating, which I don't care, because like y'all know, I've said before, I love having multiple editions of my favorite books. So very happy to have this one on there as well. And just like the gold foiling on it is just beautiful. I love like the color, the dark blue. I don't know, like this doesn't really come through on the back as much, but it's like these kind of like flower, like roses, and oh, it's so good. And then the inside, like, oh, the formatting's stunning. Just like the plain gold foil on the side. At first I was kind of like, it's plain, but it literally looks so good with it. Stunning, obsessed. And then Lotus was the other one, which is one that is really high on my TBR from Jennifer Hartman. So I'm really glad that it was this one, because this was the other one that I'm like most interested from her. So you have the pretty purple foiling on the cover of this one, and this really pretty like flower, which this Lotus is on the original cover as well. I mean, like a different rendition of it, but you know what I'm saying. Really beautiful. Once again, just all the way around. And this one has this beautiful, like, obviously like floral design on it, and the formatting of this one as well. It's so simple, but it's so beautiful. Love it. So that's the thing, when I'm like looking at this Mystic box, like these covers compared to like the Gianna Darling ones, it's just like these, like those don't compare. Like I just think these are so much more beautiful. But anyways, I've said my piece on that. And lastly then, for Christmas, Caitlin had sent me The Rebel and the Spy. She completed my Sophie Lark Kingmakers series collection. I had said on a live show that I'm like, oh, I think I'm missing 2 of them. And then she literally texted me afterwards and she was like, don't buy them. And she sent them to me. So Caitlin, I freaking love you. These are illustrated too. Like, obsessed. I love these covers. I love the original covers as well, because like the guys are really hot on them, but I do love these like illustrated versions, and still with the neon spines. Like I think that was my favorite thing. I loved seeing them on people's shelves with the neon spines. So I just think they're so pretty. And once again, I need to get over my aversion to Secret Baby and read Bloody Heart, so that way I can get to Kingmakers already, because that's like the whole reason why I wanted to read Brutal Birthright in the first place, was just so I could read the Kingmaker series. So I just need to get around to it. That's all the books that I have for this haul. Like I said, I normally tend to do these like quarterly, so I'll probably have another one in like late spring, early summer or something. I don't know. I've really tried to like tame down my book buying. Even I don't really feel like I ever get like excessive with book buying, but I really am just trying to be like careful about it this year, especially like looking ahead when I have some signings that I'm going to, and I know that I'm going to be spending like way more at those. So I'm trying to be good. But it's just so fun. It's just so fun to buy books. Anyways, that is it for today's video, and I will see you when I see ya.